So some of you in the comments have asked, and in email have asked, on some of the things we got for the van, like the Goal Zero battery, the pedestal for the table, the Dometic Refrigerator. Where did we get them? And you know, prices, etc. So in today's video, I'm going to cover a few things on where we got them, put the links down in the descriptions, and we'll go from there. Damn that light. For Christmas, I got a new Canon T7i. It has, I think, far better picture, far better sound than the GoPro did. So here's the new Canon. Here's the GoPro. Canon. GoPro. Canon. GoPro. See the difference? I didn't. My son was always telling me, Dad, you need a new camera. And now that I've gotten a new camera and I see some of the video that it puts out, I like the new camera. It's a good thing. So as I said, today I'm going to go over a couple of things we've purchased for the van. It's the beginning of January. Happy New Year to everybody. Happy 2019. We're here. We've made it. And we're planning, Beth and I are planning already a trip at the end of this month south somewhere. Don't know where we're going yet, but it's going to be somewhere warmer. So this is the pedestal for the table. The pedestal is a 3-stage gas pump, and the two black latches, they're the locking mechanism, locking and unlocking to let the table go up and down. When you unlatch them, the table automatically goes up, and it's kind of, I won't say that's a weighty piece of wood up at the top, but you know, it goes up pretty easily, and actually with a little pressure, it's not hard to put down either. So we went with this because it was pretty sturdy compared to some of the others we saw, and I didn't want to get it in drill holes in the floor of the van, or drill holes underneath in the table, and have this thing come apart somewhere down the road. We got this from a company called Springfield Marine, which we found on Amazon. It's, you know, they make these for boats, and the pedestal, I think it was, I'll link it in the below. The pedestal was like $550, and after shipping, I think it was $600 total. So this was one of the pricier items. You know, there's about 4 or 5 items in the van that had some price to them that really drove that the total cost of it. So this with shipping was $600. Our Dometic Refrigerator, this is the CFX 50W, and it's both 12 volt and 120 volt. And we also got the latching table, or I'm sorry, the latching drawer down at the bottom, which is a really nice feature because it locks the refrigerator into place in there. And when I unlatch this here, the whole refrigerator comes out and it locks in place. So when I come in to load it with food, I just open it up right at the side of the van and fill it up. I did a video on the refrigerator, so I won't go too in depth with it, but it does have a USB port right here, which is actually kind of nice when you're wanting to charge a cell phone or something like that. It has wireless. I don't need wireless. I don't know what I would do with wireless. That's really cool to be able to do it with your phone and change the temperature and turn it on and off, but honestly, it's a van. It's 5 feet away. I can just push the button. So that's the refrigerator. The refrigerator was about $1,000, and the drawer was about another $250. Got these both on Amazon, so there you have $1,200 right there, plus the pedestal, so now we're up to $1,800. It's a toilet. So this is our new camper toilet. It's a Thetford 335 porta potty for campers, and it has a 2.5 gallon holding tank for black water, and it's got a 2.5 gallon fresh water tank. Nice little bowl with a pull flush that kind of goes down. It's like a little cutoff that goes in, a little sealed stopper that goes in there to flush it. And we had an older Thetford that was about 20 years old, and it had the pump to fill the fresh water. This has a piston, so it's a little bit easier. And I'm hoping in the cold weather it works a little better. In the cold weather, the pump, the little accordion pump, it really was brittle, and I was always afraid it was going to break. Now, unfortunately, what broke, if you saw a previous video when I was out here sleeping in the cold weather in it one night, the seal that seals this up, where this, actually let me separate it here. So on the back, you kind of just move that over, lift this apart. Now you're in two pieces. There's a seal right here, a little rubber seal that on the old one, you know, it was 20 years old, and it just got brittle. But you can actually go, Thetford's a really good brand, and you can actually go online and buy a new seal. But again, we wanted a smaller one. We only used the porta potty for number one in the van, or if there was an absolute crisis. But so we really don't need that big of a tank, and it fits. You know, we store it in this little cabinet right here. So the smaller one, it just always gives us more storage. So this has the swing out pour spout to empty the tank, and when you swing that out and you go to dump it in a toilet, or in our case sometimes we'll just pop the lid on the septic tank in the backyard when we get home. You take the cap off of here, you swing that out over top, you know, you put that out over the pipe or the toilet, you push this button, and that lets the vacuum go and lets everything just whoosh out. $149 Gander Outdoors. I'll put a link down below in the description. That's the toilet. And as you've seen, I've had this battery in a couple of other videos. This is the Goal Zero 1400. And sorry for all the shooting. Now that the sun's out, everybody just can't stand it. They've got to go out and shoot up the road. But this I got on I went to Amazon looking for it, but it linked me to a company called, I think it's Earthlink. Again, I'll link them below. And they had a package deal on this battery, the MPPT charge controller for the inverter, or for the charge controller rather. And back in here, probably can't see it right there, that black case right there, that is the 100-watt briefcase solar panel. And altogether, they had that package was $2,000. So between the power, the pedestal, the refrigerator, and the toilet, so now I'm at $4,000. And so far, those are some of the bigger items. So I feel like I need to explain something from some of my videos. This sound you hear, it sounds kind of like a war zone. That's because we live next to state game lands, and there's a public rifle range up there. So it's not as though we're living in a war zone. We're just, some days it sounds like that. So those are the things, the big purchases for the van that we made. So with the Yeti Goal Zero 1400 with the 100-watt briefcase solar panel, that was a $2,000 package. the refrigerator, the Dometic refrigerator with the drawer at the bottom of it, that was another $1,200. So now I'm up at $3,200. And the table pedestal at $600. Now I'm at $3,800, and $150 for the new toilet we just got. So I'm pushing $4,000 for those items there. And if you think about it, the fan is, the fan was like another $300 to buy the Max Air Max Fan Deluxe. That was like another $300. So now I'm up at $4,300, and basically, aside from lights and some hardware for cabinets, and the rest is all lumber. However, we did have the Thinsulate insulation we got, and that was, the roll of that was, how much was that? I think it was like $600 too. But again, we'll do another video on insulation, but yeah, that was about $600. So now, put a couple of the lights and the insulation together. Now I'm pushing $5,000 for lumber that's got to go in the van, the flooring that we put in the van, and not the Thinsulate, but we put the polystyrene in the floor, and some of those things, and wiring and whatnot. So yeah, that put us in around $7,500 for the van. But I'll do a video, really getting particular with that. If you're interested in that, put it in the comments below if that's something you want to see. So that's what I have for this week. We'll probably start working on the van here again soon this winter. We have a couple of projects to do yet on the van. As I said, there's some things we have to finish up. I did get an email from one of our viewers and a good friend of mine, Mike, who made the suggestion, seeing some of the videos, that said, hey Ken, why don't you do the rear doors? And I think, Mike, that's a great idea. That's going to be our next project. Thanks for sending me the picture on that. That gave me some ideas. One of the things I have to figure out now is the doors have pre-slots in them. And if you recall with this build, we haven't drilled a single hole in this van. I'm using all the existing openings and pressed out holes that are already in the van and putting fasteners in them. And so far that's worked out really well. The doors have perplexed me a little bit, only because I'm not used to fasteners and I don't have a lot of experience in those. So I'm doing some research right now. If any of you know or have some ideas on how I should do that, I'd like to build something wood for the rear doors of the van, but I need a way to fasten them to the doors without drilling holes in it. If you have any ideas on that, especially for the Ford Transit, for the pre-drilled, pressed out, there's pre-drilled and there's some pressed out slots in the rear doors. Put some comments or give me some ideas in the comments below. I'm really interested to hear your ideas. So that's what I have for today. Again, Happy New Year. Peace, everybody. We'll see you on down the road. Bye-bye now. Sun. I almost forgot what it looks like.